What's going on, guys? My name's Tefty Teft. Welcome to Tower Talk number 29. We got Blue Westlow here, and we got Versus the Stream.
Hello.
Yep. We got some news that dropped about things in Destiny that we're gonna get the chit chat about. But first, how's your guys' day, Blue? Versus, how's things?
I woke up.
Good.
I woke up like this.
You're like, bless up as you woke up.
I need to stop. I need to stop that meme. It's not funny
meme?
anymore. We need to stop it. I woke up and praised Harambe for the fact that I was able to wake up today because Harambe's not able to. So you better,
Hey, man,
appreciate everything that you have.
I'm starting Forge mode out for Harambe because Forge mode is the next thing that we need to start hammering Bungie over.
Why are we like this? Why does this happen to us every time? See,
I
at
don't
least we
know.
didn't do the Arthur meme because that would have been upsetting.
Yeah, let's not. So private matches, guys.
Private matches. We've been asking 2 years.
Yes.
We finally got it.
It's finally
like it.
coming into a AAA title that technically should have had it from the very beginning, but, beggars can't be choosers.
I know people wanted custom because you can customize all that crap, but really, in reality, private was the bare bones that everyone wanted, and now we got it.
Yep.
So it's going to be dope, and I'm excited.
Yeah, it looks dope. It's a great addition because if you have vanilla Destiny, you're going to be able to use it also. Like they made it so it is retroactive if you're on Xbox One or PS4, not last gen, because last gen is officially getting the caboose. It's good. It's going to help a lot of tournaments. It's also going to help being able to open up a map and check it out for the first time. Like, what's the first thing that you're going to do in a custom match?
I think my first idea would just be going in like 1v1 subs.
Hide and go
Yeah.
seek.
just a quick thing,
Hide
like-
and go seek would
Like
be
I
a
do,
big one.
I of course hide and go seek, but I'm just saying like to test the waters and get everyone hype is like, hey, 1v1 me. Everyone always wanted to say since Destiny launches 1v1 me. But the way people said it was 1v1 me in Rumble, which is obviously impossible. So I mean, everyone wants to 1v1 a streamer. You know what I mean? So it's like win or lose. I think that's what I'm gonna go into first, and then ideals will start to come. Chat will get excited. People will be like, do this, do that. I've always you guys know about the hide and seek series I've done on YouTube where we went into like Rumble and stuff like that. So now we can actually do that. Like we can actually get 12 people, 6 to 12 people and do like a legit hide and seek. So do something like that. Make one team like seek the other team or something. Obviously this is where we'll come up with ideas as we go on. Like, hey, 6, you 6, find us 6. And, we'll know when someone's found because we'll be dead, kind of things.
The booty smash.
Yeah, that's it'd be really fun. What about you? What are your thoughts? What are you thinking?
And then obviously, I think the whole tournaments thing is going to be
that's
much more accessible for everyone
I'm more
now.
looking forward to that. Honestly, I'm more.
That's obviously. I think that's clearly the biggest thing for PvP players.
Yeah,
who are
and
really
assuming
this is a lot more accessible.
Assuming the meta changes, because with TTK they released an update a week before the DLC, which changed up the entire meta. The game felt amazing. Hasn't felt that good since.
True.
The week before TTK felt amazing. It felt close to like vanilla Destiny.
And now we're in special weapon.
Oh, the special weapon
that's
is
the thing
nasty.
That's probably the reason why I'm not as excited for custom games, because I used to be pretty into PvP in Destiny. But the second Taken King came out is the second I totally lost like all interest in PvP, because I just like primaries so much. Like Year 1 sucked, I guess, in balance, but like at least it was primary meta, and secondary meta is not interesting, and that's also a lot of the reasons why I just don't have any interest in a lot of the custom games. But obviously there's still a ton of people that are so dedicated to Destiny that they're gonna, the custom game, private matches, whatever, is gonna be extremely important for their, community to grow big. So I'm expecting a lot more competition in those tournaments, because right now it's very limited. It's like, what is it like let's face it, like it's really just like 3 teams, like BSK, IM, and Primal.
I'm looking forward to there's competitive people who legit wouldn't touch the competitive scene on Destiny just because of where the meta was at. Because like, for example, I'm in tier 1. We don't really touch the competitive scene in it because of like, we just touch trials the most. And that's just because of where the game's currently at. But with custom games coming out, with MOG support, with game battle support, I'm looking forward to all of that. I'm looking forward to entering tourneys. I'm looking forward to getting better at the game and actually putting focus on competitive play. Because I've always been a competitive person. But it's just been very difficult for me to take it serious to that extent. Just because I know like how I just didn't like it. I just didn't like the way the game felt. So hopefully things change. Hopefully the meta changes. Let's get away from the special meta find a really nice balance. I hope they found a really nice balance, and I hope with these tournaments and stuff like that, it helps them balance things out over time.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm looking forward to the competitive scene just in general. I've been looking forward to Destiny going competitive, and it's not. Of course, it's not going to be 100% competitive in a sense where things are going to be balanced at where we want them to. But I'm sure we'll get closer and closer to that. I'm sure Destiny 2 will bring us that more competitive scene we really want. But this is
See, that's kind of that's how I look at it. Yeah, that's how I look at it, because right now private matches are definitely not going to put a true competitive sense in Destiny right now, because obviously there's anywhere from connections to balance to super issues to loadouts and all that stuff, and the RNG factored into what type of weapons people have. So it can't truly be a competitive scene just yet, but it's like it's the seed.
Yeah, exactly.
Because already
it's the seed. It's the platform that
already seeing
needs.
People try to match up against people in orbit for like an hour to try to get a match together for a tournament is basically. I think Bungie saw that and was like, I can't believe people are going through these lengths to try to put together tournaments. So it was like they were obligated in a sense, being like, okay, we need to do this for the community at this point. But there is those steps that still needed, like you said, balance, meta, connections. All those need to come to a full realization before it's a true.
Yeah, and
scene.
this is really cool to see people wanting to put tournaments together as well, because I don't want to say anything because I don't know if it's like public information yet, but we do have public information of certain content creators wanting to put tournaments together, and Bungie has given guidelines on how to do that, like how to acquire licenses to do this.
Well,
and
paid tournaments at least.
Yeah, paid tournaments specifically. They showed how to do that, and it's we all find it very odd how they have a limit of how much money you can give a year, which is really weird. I'm not sure why that is.
Well,
but
I think there's legal consequences over making money off their brand, because that's essentially what's going on, is you're making money off of their brand.
Yeah, I get.
In addition, I'm sure they're gonna give special licenses to actually giant tournaments, because I'm sure that's where they want most of the money to go. Community events are important, but like if they have like an actual MLG tournament, it's like, oh well, MLG is gonna okay, well, like
I don't see Destiny going to an actual MLG event anytime soon. I just see it getting good support in game battles. But I do see Red Bull hopping back in this though. I can see Red Bull trying this again.
Definitely.
Because Red Bull got into it early. Red Bull was like trying to get into it early, but obviously there wasn't. The scene was just way too difficult. But we all know Activision owns MLG. This is Activision's biggest game, next to Call of Duty. So they're gonna do something. Like they're gonna show some sort of support to an extent. Yeah.
So I think the whole thing with the licensing is that's a blanket license, so they don't have any legal issues with having to issue out a license for every single competition, because that would be a huge pain for Bungie, and they don't have the resources that have to manage all that. So there's like a blanket license for that, so people can do a tournament. And then, just like you said, if MLG says, hey, we want to have a really big prize pool tournament type of thing, then then they can get their own license directly from Bungie. So I think that's their process on that, because Bungie's always been the type of company that's never wanted to get in the way of content creators. With Halo, they've always been that way. So this is another step for them, covering their bases, but still allowing people to set up these things like tournaments. I
hope the meta goes, I don't know, like mostly primary, because right now the issue is shotguns rule the land, snipers come afterwards, because they're just the time to kill on those guns.
Power weapons.
The time to kill is way too fast, and I think they need to really focus on making primaries time to kill faster. Not fast to the point where it's Call of Duty and it's a Twitch shooter where I turn left and you're dead, but make it faster. Make it so like you want to use your primary versus I have a primary out and some guy just walks up to me with no problem with a shotgun or a sniper and just goes to town. But
yeah, so reality is we have so few strong primary weapons that can actually challenge all the specials that we have that are just clearly the best for what you want to do. If you want to kill shit, you have to use specials, and I don't really like that, because specials are power weapons. It's like there's very little skill shotting. It's like who hits the first shotgun shot and who hits the better sightline and sniper sometimes. So obviously there's quite a bit of skill to special ammo still. I think everyone knows that, but it's not fun. It's not fun to just run around with power weapons all the time.
It's not fun at all. Specifically, and we talk about this specifically. We're not talking about tourneys, and like they were talking specifically on us going into a 6v6 or elimination match. We're talking about stuff like this, like the casual,
average Crucible game.
The average Crucible matches where this isn't fun. It's not fun where like you're like, okay, well, this whole team's using shotguns and they know how to use them, so now I can't do anything. No, I'm speaking in a general perspective. or they're using Ice Luna and there's 2 shot to the head, you know, stuff like that, and you don't have that gun because everything's based off of RNG.
Honestly, don't know how they can actually do any significant changes for Rise of Iron without making it like you said,
it's not
a
gonna
clean
happen.
slate.
That's the thing, though. They come up with new weapons, and they expect these new weapons, just like the Ice Luna is a new weapon and it became a meta. They expect these new weapons to be meta, so I can only assume their next update when it comes to balancing has to do mostly with the new weapons and not with making the old weapons any worse or bad, like any worse or better. So they focus. It seems like they focus on their new weapons, and then when people start, well, obviously they know people are going to start have their old weapons, they'll start balancing things so everything is viable. I can only hope that's how they look at it.
I feel you guys on the fact that it's not fun in terms of a 6v6 when you're going up against people who are maximizing the meta. At the same time, the way I've approached this Iron Banner is just, this week's Iron Banner specifically, is to just not really care about the outcome and also embrace the shotgun meta 100%. Like I did last time. I embraced the shotgun meta last time 100%. It's been fun, I will say that, but you're 100% right. Like I should be able to use different loadouts and different weapons effectively, and not to say that I can't use them effectively, but at the same time it is putting yourself at a disadvantage.
Just the fact that you can have a roll so bad that it actually puts you at such a disadvantage that you can't, it's borderline unplayable. The fact that we can get rolls right now that make guns unusable is pretty ridiculous, I think.
Well, see, that's the problem with balance. Do you make everything have the exact same time to kill and be mundane, or do you make certain things rise to the top? Because
I don't think that's mundane,
you can't,
though.
Yeah, but you can't have everything be completely balanced without and
a lot
also
of games
retain the shine.
Succeed in doing that without making it mundane. Quite honestly, I think a lot of people have this weird perception that just because everything is perfectly balanced means it's mundane. I don't think it's mundane. I think that's called variety for me personally, because there's so many games that get it right. I used to play a ton of Killzone. Just about every gun was perfectly balanced. You saw it with just about every weapon.
But you see, that's the problem, though. That's what I'm talking about, though, is that Destiny's average games are filled with the meta because people want to use the best weapon possible.
Destiny's average games are filled with a meta because there's literally bottom of the barrel guns that are so bad you have to get good rolls to even think about being. That's what we're saying.
Like Bungie, I understand Bungie's vision of making everything intertwined with each other, like PvP and PvE. But if they're really gonna get into the competitive scene or like really try to get balancing nailed down, they have to split the two. They have to split the two from each other. And I totally like their whole envision, like the envision of putting the two together. It works. I think it'd work personally better if this was a kind of, they had like their own kind of PvP and PvE where you can meet other fire teams and fight them in the world. That'd be pretty cool. Intertwine it with that. Go like try to look into that kind of idea. But PvP, like actually like the Crucible, they need to separate it. Like to make an actual balance, you have to separate it. Make certain like just separate the entire thing
For
from
truly competitive PvP, I don't think there's any way for them to fully immerse PvE with PvP.
There's no way they can balance it. They can't.
There's just no way. I don't think.
There's no way they can bring the two together and make things feel balanced. There's no way.
I also think that having all these custom loadouts in PvP, just if you want the truly balanced PvP in Destiny, I don't think loadouts are going to be, your own personal custom loadout is going to be something that is possible. It has to be predetermined in order to balance things. Because again, something like performance bonus on a shotgun, and if you're trying to control how much special ammo is in the match, those perks break it. That's part of the problem why we have such a special meta right now, is you have things like replenish and performance bonus just feeding shotguns or sniper rifles and all that.
Yeah, but we're talking a lot of PvP, but there's been a lot of more things other than custom games they talked about.
Okay, there's so much more. Like for instance, the exotic pulse rifle that comes in the raid.
The exotic pulse rifle looks super dope. The Gala rifle.
So is that the gun that gets like a random drop, or is it like a gun you get no matter what, like the Touch of Malice?
We don't know. We don't know how we get it yet.
All they had to do during the Vidoc, instead of showing us the gun, what they should have done is had one of the dudes on the team saying exotic gun in raid. That's all they had to say was like, yo, we're getting an exotic gun, get hype, wonder how it looks, wonder how it does this, or when do you get it. Like that would have been enough.
Or even like sketches or something, not like the full gun in game. Like show us like, oh, we had this concept for a gun, and show like the
concept art.
Like,
concept art is incredibly hype right there.
Concept art is dope. It's like I'd much
prefer concept art to get me hyped over something and then see it realized in the game over actually seeing game footage because I was like,
How many-
man, they're showing all the raid armor, they're showing
Yeah,
the
I'm upset with
trials
that
armor,
too.
It's
The
just
raid
like
armor they showed, like I'm like they just
all
showed
the armor
everything. Like
shots.
I am like raid armor shouldn't have been shown.
Everything.
Honestly, that was one of the greatest parts. Was hey, I got an arm set. Oh, you got the helmet, bro.
I'm gonna
Let
be-
me see it. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like now it's all gone. We know
be
what
like,
we're
I'm
getting.
good,
and
man.
that-
I saw it on the Vidoc.
I have my hopes up for surprises. You're showing me this much. I can only hope you guys have some surprises that
I
we
hope so,
don't
too.
have no idea of.
I hope there's more exotics also.
Yeah, I hope there's way more exotics.
You got to admit though that exotic pulse looks sick, like
It looks
Gallivant
really
rounds
cool.
on those headshots. Yeah, there's like 7 or 9 seeking mines that go to the closest enemy.
I'm afraid we're never gonna have that Vex Mythoclast feel. I'm afraid we're never gonna have that again. When someone got a Vex arm and started scaring everyone in the Crucible, I don't think we're ever gonna get that again, and that makes me a little sad.
I feel like in Destiny 2,
That's a lot of the reason I think a lot of people bought this game is for that exploration, and now they just went like a totally different direction, and it's like kind of a really disappointing direction.
I think in Destiny 2 they're going to bring that back because it's Luke Smith directing it, and I think Rise of Iron. Well, they already confirmed that Rise of Iron was a stepping stone to get us to Destiny 2. It was not planned. In fact, they started working on it, I think in January of this year. It was like January, February, something like that. They actually started working on Rise of Iron as a emergency. Oh god, we need an expansion to fill time between now and the fact that we delayed Destiny 2 into 2017, because that's been confirmed also that it was supposed to come out this fall, Destiny 2, and then they had to bump it to next year.
When Bungie sees they have like better hardware to work with, it's like fuck yeah, why the fuck not?
Yeah.
Let's do it. But obviously, that's a year more they have to work on it. So
Have you guys noticed? Maybe it's just my eyes, but some people agreed with me. Rise of Iron. Maybe it's because they dropped last gen, but Rise of Iron looks like a tad, like just slightly. Like it's not like a huge leap, but slightly, graphic wise, looks better than Taken King. Did you guys notice that?
You know, when I looked at the PvP stuff, the PvP footage, I thought
It looks
that.
better, right?
And I was like,
textures look
maybe
better. Like the textures itself look way
yeah,
better to me.
but I was actually trying to figure out if it was just me seeing new stuff and getting like, whoa, it looks better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly my thoughts. Like, is it me because like am I nitpicking it, or is it like legit because they have like a new background during your menus that looks more sleek? Like,
Yeah, I was thinking like textures and lighting might have been jumped. You know?
yeah, because that's you can't. It's been proven you can change up like lighting through updates. You can do stuff like that through updates these days.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I wonder if they're taking advantage of like dropping last gen and just adding these slight little things
Well,
to make the
two
game
things
feel-
for sure are being taken advantage since dropping last gen. One of them is private matches because obviously it was not possible, and the second is weapon skins, ornaments. They're obviously
Yeah.
We didn't talk about that at
The
all.
weapon skins look so cool,
Dude.
Remember we talked about this.
Black Hawk
How many
Moon.
times did we talk about this?
Black Hawk
we
Moon,
talked
right?
about this on Tower Talk.
And I think it had a large part to do with dropping last gen because they already couldn't have certain emotes, so obviously they couldn't have weapon skins if they were that maxed out. So now we can officially have these weapon skins on our exotics. Apparently, there's 22 exotic weapon skins, so not every exotic's going to have it, but I'm hoping the Last Word gets it.
I'm sure they'll add more over time. And they also showed it works on there's certain legendary gear that does it too. It's not just exotics. It's not just exotics.
They also
which is
showed
cool.
like the ornaments on the raid gear. It gives those light columns that come out of the
I saw
armor. You guys saw that,
part
right?
of it. I didn't see all of it.
No, I didn't see that. Don't spoil it. I'll fight you.
So yeah, I'm like super excited about the raid, and then the next thing I'm really excited about is literally the weapon ornaments.
Yeah, I can't this kind of customization we've been wanting because everyone looks for the gear like we talked about before. It comes to balance. Everyone looks for the gear that has like the best rolls in it. Now everyone looks the same because they wanted the same rolls and same abilities. But now you can make things feel more unique. Like one person may want the original look, one person may want like the second ornament or this. So that's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to mixing and matching ornaments with certain gears and seeing how they change and look together with shaders.
Yeah, me too. I'm very excited about it. I think it's going to be a great update.
It's super cool. And I want to say now the Trials gear looks better than ever. Looks so good.
I thought the raid armor looked meh at first, and then when I saw it in motion in the Vidoc, I was like, yo, that is sick looking.
I was like, wow, that looks exactly the same for me.
No, I was like, dude, that is sexy. Except for those warlocks. They have a weird pyramid thing in their chest. I could skip that.
The Warlock one looks the sickest.
Are you
What?
serious, Blue? Dude, your taste.
Wait, Warlock
your
of what?
taste in
Wait, on
armor
what?
is
The
trash.
Warlock
Wait,
raid armor
what?
looks so dope. I look like I'm going to a
Yeah,
Daft
the raid
Punk
armor looks
concert.
cool.
No, the raid armor.
It
Okay,
looks
the
really cool.
Titan and the Hunter raid armor, I think, is like mint. The
The
Warlock,
Titan armor looks like
kind of weird.
The Titan armor looks like your texture's still loading in.
Yeah, I don't
Sorry,
agree with that at
Hunters
all.
have the best. The Hunters have like the best Trials gear. I want to say.
I
Trials
love
gear
the
for Hunters look
Warlock. I don't like the
ridiculous.
Warlock Trials or.
Why?
I don't
You
know
tell me you're one
why.
of the
It's
people who
not
don't like
that
the you don't like the
cool.
robe. I
It's
thought the
not that
I like
right.
the whole Cobra look. I think
I
the
like
Cobra
the
thing
I
looks
like the
really
raid
sick.
armor, and I like
Oh,
the
yeah, the raid
Warlock
armor's ugly.
IB armor.
For the Warlock.
But God,
I
but
think
the
they need to
Titan
change
armor.
the
I just
robe
think the
stuff.
Titan armor looks like. I think all the Titan armor I've seen so far. I usually love Titan armor the most, like how they look cosmetically. I feel like all this Reservoir and Titan armor looks like doo doo for me personally.
Really?
Dude, it's like Last of Us meets Destiny,
Exactly.
right? Like people like the end of the world and people took junk together. Like Roadhog and Junkrat came
Yep.
from Overwatch. It's like, here, this is how you make a weapon. Like Iron Banner, the new Iron Banner weapons look so sick. Like they'll have blades on them and look like they have tape on them
Yeah.
or something. Like
Yeah, it's
it
like
looks
this
super
piratey
cool. It
type
actually
of
looks
thing.
unique. It's not just a green skin anymore.
All right,
like it looks
guys.
unique.
Titans don't look that bad, but for real though, their armor I don't like it.
The Titan armor for Trials, the only thing I like from them is their helmet. That's it. I never really liked the Trials gear for the Titans though, so
That's the thing about this game. There's all kinds of options for people. Like, again,
yeah, everyone has their
Blue
own thing.
apparently thinks that Warlock raid gear is good looking.
It's fucking going to a Daft Punk concert. What's not cool about that?
I think the Titan and the
looks
Hunter
sick.
look way better, personally, especially with the ornaments attached.
I've got these fucking like micro pyramids going down my robe, and you look like you're still loading in the model. Okay, so that's where we're at, Tefty. That's where we're
Yeah,
at.
that, I will agree to disagree. Oh my god. Yeah, you're gonna see those Titans strutting around and be like, damn, looking sexy.
I'm gonna be like,
I
damn,
want a Titan
he must be
ski like
playing on
that.
You're
PS2.
gonna be like, god damn, that is one sexy ass looking Titan. I wish I was a Titan right now instead of this bitch ass Warlock.
Yeah, that's literally never happened, and that will literally never happen.
Just
Tefty's
wait,
having his
just
wet
wait.
dream right now,
Post
that will never happen.
September 20th, Blue Westlow is gonna have the revelation of his life. Guys, I think that's Tower Talk. All right, guys, my name's Teft. Talk to you later. Talk to me on twitter.com/Teft. I stream also. Just look Tefty Teft.
And my name is Versus the Stream. You guys can talk to me on Twitter at Versus the Stream. That's VERSUS, not just the VS. And you guys can catch me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Versus the Stream. It may be changing, but don't tell nobody. And yeah, you blue, go blue.
My name's Blue Westlow. You can catch me on Twitter at Blue Westlow. You can catch me on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Blue Westlow. And you might, maybe, possibly, who knows, catch me on YouTube, youtube.com/Blue Westlow.
Boy, guys, see you next week.
Bye.
Oh, actually, we won't have next week because of DestinyCon.
Oh yeah, DestinyCon. So there is no next week. All right, well, guys, we'll see. We'll talk
2
about
weeks.
DestinyCon the following
Bye,
week after
guys.
DestinyCon. Bye.